Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome week of school and math. So last week we were working with 12 Omnifix cubes from your math kit, putting them together to come up with different boxes that Brad could pack his baseballs into. So we'll do a little review of how we recorded all these different equations. So here's one example. Now remember, these are called rectangular prisms. Even if they were to be a cube, still called a rectangular prism. And when you're recording volume, which is what we're working with, volume, you work with the base. So length times width is the base, the butt, the bottom, what it sits on, times the number of layers or height. So if we look at this figure here, we can see that this is a 2 by 3. 1, 2 by 3 here. So 2 by 3 or 3 by 2, same thing. 3 by 2, and if we turn, it should have 2 layers, and it does. So that's this equation right here. So then when you put it all together, the parentheses is really important because it's telling you that's what you need to do first. Think about like megaphones when you're trying to shout across the playground at school. You put your hands on both sides of your mouth, right? Shouting, do this first. So you would do the parentheses, the length times the width, and then times the height. How many layers of that do you have? So let's take a look at this one here. See if we can figure out which one of these equations it is. So if we're looking at the base, the bottom, we want the length times the width. So 1, 2, 3, 4, width by 1. So a 4 by 1 or a 1 by 4. It's going to be the same thing. So let's see if we can find it. 1 by 4. So our equation says it should have 3 layers. 1, 2, 3. Remember, my models are done in wooden blocks. Yours are done in Omnifix cubes. So that's why ours look a little bit different. So let's check one more here. So this is a base, right? So all my bases are red. Are 1 by 2. So 1 by 2. Our equation says it should have 6 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those layers. And that would be how you would record that equation. Today, you're going to be working with very similar concept. Only this time, instead of him wanting to box a dozen baseballs, he's wanting to box 2 dozen or 24 of them. So, pause here. I want you to record this chart in your journal. We're going to add that up here so we don't forget. So pause here and record this in your journal so that you have this template so you can fill it out. Now remember, you don't have very many Omnifix cubes. If we were in school, we'd be able to probably keep more of these models, but you don't have very many of these cubes at home. So you're going to need to build whatever structure you build with your 24, remember, only 24, Omnifix cubes, and then record it. So you're going to do the base in the base, which is the length times the width in this first column, then how many layers in the second, and then give me the actual equation, which looks like this on the third. If you flip back, it's just like what we did here, only I actually added the column in for this last piece, so it looks a little bit cleaner when we look at it. And then you'll be able to build another one. So I would suggest probably pulling out just 24 Omnifix cubes and then build your model. Then you don't have to worry about if you have enough or not. You're going to notice that there's 16 labeled on the side. There are 16 different equations you can come up with for 24 baseballs. So I'm challenging you today. You're going to have the rest of math time today and a little bit tomorrow to try and find all 16 different boxes that you can with 24 baseballs. Remember, the equation looks different if I place it like this, or that. That is 3 different equations. Yes, it is the same box, but I'm placing it 3 different ways, so those dimensions are going to look different. So keep that in mind when you're building your boxes. Have fun. If you get stuck, come see us, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.